probably heard this word thrown around in meetings or seen it in productivity books, Kaizen, right? It's one of those terms that gets used all the time, but honestly, it's pretty misunderstood. Well, we're going to clear that up today. So, when you hear that word, what do you picture? For most of us, it's probably some big official thing. A planned workshop, maybe a one-day improvement blitz where a bunch of consultants come in and shake things up. That's what everyone thinks it is. But here's the thing. The real truth is way simpler and, frankly, a lot more powerful. Kaizen isn't something you schedule in your calendar. It's not an event at all. It's a mindset. It's just a different way of thinking that you bring to work every single day. At its heart, it all boils down to this one simple idea: making small, tiny improvements every single day. And these little changes, they compound, they stack up over time, and they lead to absolutely massive results in the long run. We're going to break this down with one really simple example that'll make it all click. Okay, so first things first. Before we get to our example, what does the word Kaizen actually mean? Because understanding the name is a huge key to unlocking the whole philosophy. The word itself is actually two Japanese words smashed together. You've got Kai, which means change, and Zen, which means good. So you put them together, and Kaizen literally just means change for the better. Simple enough, right? But there's one more crucial part to this. And this is the secret sauce. This change for the better isn't a once-a-year project. It's not something you do only when a major problem pops up. The entire philosophy, the whole thing, hangs on doing it consistently, every single day. All right, let's make this tangible. Forget the theory for a second. I want you to imagine with me that you run a small but very busy coffee shop. This is where Kaizen is really going to come to life. You know the scene. Every morning, it's chaos. There's a long line of people snaking out the door. Your customers are getting fidgety, your baristas are totally stressed out, and because they're rushing, mistakes are happening. It's a classic business headache, and you're losing patience and money. Now, the typical reaction here is to go big, right? We need to hire more people, or let's buy that fancy new espresso machine. These are huge, expensive fixes. But the Kaizen approach? It's totally different. It doesn't start with a solution. It starts by asking a much, much simpler question. And this is the question, right here. This is the heart of it all. Instead of dreaming up some giant fix, you just ask this: what one small, almost invisible improvement can we make right now, today? And putting that into practice is just a simple 3-step loop. Number 1, you just observe the work. Number 2, you find and fix one small thing. And number 3, and this is key, you come back and do it all again tomorrow. So you decide to just stand in the corner for 10 minutes. No clipboard, no meetings, you just watch. And then you see it. This little dance your baristas are doing, walking from the coffee machine over to the main fridge and back again, over and over and over, just for milk. It seems like nothing, but it adds up. So what's the fix? Well, it's almost laughably simple. You move the milk into a small cooler and you place it right next to the espresso machine. That is it. That's your entire improvement for the day. It costs nothing. It takes 10 seconds. But what's the result of that tiny little move? Well, you've just shaved 20 or 30 seconds off of every single latte and cappuccino you make. Now, multiply that by hundreds of customers a day. That is the magic of Kaizen. A tiny change with a surprisingly big impact. And you don't stop there. The next day, you're back at it, just watching, and you notice the cups are stored up on a high shelf, making the barista stretch every time. So you move them to an easy-to-reach rack right next to the machine. Boom, another tiny win, another few seconds saved. Now, I want you to just imagine doing this every day for a month. After 30 of these little, almost unnoticeable improvements, your coffee shop is a completely different place. The line is shorter, your team is happier, the customers are happier, and you did it all without spending a fortune. So our coffee shop example shows us that it works. But the bigger question is, why is it so effective? It's not just luck. It's actually built on some really clever and powerful principles. It really all comes down to this. The changes are small, so they're easy to do. Nobody fights them. You do them daily, so you build this amazing momentum. It's people-driven, which means everyone gets involved and feels empowered. It's low cost, so you don't need to ask for a big budget. And eventually, it all becomes a habit. It just becomes the way you do things around here. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, that's cute for a coffee shop, but what about the real world? Well, this exact philosophy, this relentless focus on small daily improvements from everyone, this is how Toyota became, well, Toyota. It's a powerhouse built on this simple idea. Okay, so let's bring this all home. How can you start to apply this thinking for yourself right now? We can boil the whole Kaizen mindset down into 3 really simple rules. Rule number 1, fix small things right away. You see a tiny little problem or inefficiency? Don't write it down for later. Don't wait for the perfect solution, just fix it, right then and there. It's about taking action, not endless analysis. Rule 2, and this one is absolutely critical. Let the people who actually do the work be the ones to improve the work. Your baristas, your software developers, your factory workers, they are the experts. Trust them, empower them. It's all built on a deep respect for people. And finally, rule number 3, do it again tomorrow. Kaizen is a practice. It's like exercise. You don't get strong from one workout. The results only come from consistency. The moment it stops being a daily habit, the magic is gone. So look, if you only remember one thing from all this, let it be this. Kaizen isn't some complicated business strategy. It's just a simple, powerful belief in the compounding effect of taking tiny steps every single day. It's all about small changes that lead to a big impact. So there you have it, Kaizen Simplified. If this was helpful, make sure you subscribe for more breakdowns of big ideas just like this one. Thanks for watching.